You know that feeling, right? You get back from an amazing trip, but instead of feeling recharged, you feel like you need a vacation from your vacation. So, how do we fix that? Well, today we're going to dive into how to weave a healthy, active lifestyle into our travels, making sure every single trip is a truly revitalizing one.
And this quote, it just gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? We want our adventures to build us up, not tear us down. The real goal here is to make travel an experience that actually adds to our energy and our well-being, instead of draining it.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about the goal, the why behind all this. Then, we'll get into the right mindset, which is key. After that, we'll build a practical toolkit for eating well and staying active. And finally, we'll wrap it all up. Sound good? Okay, so let's jump right into that first point, healthy adventures. We all have this vision of the perfect trip, but sometimes, especially as we get a little bit older, the reality on the ground can feel, well, a little different from the dream. And here it is, the reality check that so many of us know all too well. It's a familiar feeling, isn't it? Our bodies just start to speak up a little more loudly. But you know what? Acknowledging this is the most important first step because it perfectly sets up the problem we're here to solve. And here's a number that really puts it all into perspective. The average person gains somewhere between 3 and 10 pounds on a trip. But here's the real kicker. Studies show that for most of us, that weight, it never actually comes off. It just kind of hangs around, adding up trip after trip. This is exactly why going in with a plan makes all the difference. Which brings us to the foundation of everything, balance over perfection. This is all about your mindset. It's not about being 100% perfect. It's about finding an approach that's sustainable, something that actually works for you when you're out there living your life on the road. And honestly, I think this is the single most important idea to grab onto. This is not about some rigid diet that stops you from trying that amazing local pasta dish you've been dreaming about. No way. It's about making mindful choices so you can enjoy those moments without totally derailing everything. The whole point is to feel good, not restricted. All right, so let's start building our wellness toolkit. And I want you to think of these next few ideas not as strict rules you have to follow, but more like flexible tools you can pull out of your bag whenever you need them, depending on the situation. First up, we've got the Mediterranean diet. Honestly, this is a traveler's best friend. Why? Because it's built on simple, whole foods. Fresh fish, tons of colorful veggies, good olive oil, things you can find pretty much anywhere in the world. It's less of a strict diet and way more of a delicious way of life, which makes it super practical. I mean, just look at that. This picture says it all, doesn't it? We're talking about vibrant, delicious, satisfying meals. This has nothing to do with deprivation. It's all about enjoying real, flavorful food that just so happens to be incredibly good for you. Okay, our second tool is a little different, the keto diet. By focusing on fats and proteins instead of a lot of carbs, it helps keep your energy levels really stable. And for a traveler, that can be a total game changer. It means you can avoid that dreaded mid-afternoon sugar crash when you're only halfway through a museum. And as you can see right here, a keto meal can be absolutely amazing. We're talking grilled salmon, avocado, fresh greens. Now, it does take a little more planning to find options like this when you're traveling, but that payoff in steady, all-day energy, it can be so, so worth it. And the third tool in our kit is the good old smoothie. I love this idea of it being a safety net. Think about it. For those super hectic travel days, or maybe when you had a huge lunch and just want something light for dinner, a smoothie is the perfect answer. It's simple, it's nutritious, and it totally cuts down on that what on earth am I going to eat stress. So let's put it all together here in this little chart. You can see the trade-offs really clearly. The Mediterranean diet, super flexible, but watch out for that bread basket. Keto, it gives you that awesome, steady energy, but it can be tough to stick with in some places. And smoothies are incredibly convenient, but yeah, they might not keep you full on their own. The real power is knowing you have all these options and can just pick the right one for the moment. Okay, so now that we have our toolkit, let's figure out how to actually put it into practice. This next part is all about simple, stress-free tricks you can use anytime you're dining out. I want you to think of these 4 steps as your personal ordering cheat sheet. They're so simple, but they are incredibly effective. Asking for sauce on the side? That puts you in control of all the hidden sugar and calories. Sharing a big dish? It lets you try things without feeling overstuffed. Swapping fries for veggies? That's an easy win. But that last one, stopping when you're comfortable, that is a true mindset shift that can change absolutely everything. All right, let's switch gears and talk about staying active. It's a really common worry, right? That all your hard work at the gym is just going to disappear on vacation. But the truth is, you absolutely do not need a gym to keep your energy and your mobility up. Let me show you how. So this is the big question, isn't it? Can you really stay fit while you're traveling with no gym, no equipment? Let's find out. And the answer is a huge, resounding yes. And it can be this simple. These are all things you can do in any hotel room, anytime. For instance, chair squats are amazing for keeping your legs strong for all that sightseeing, and a simple seated twist can do wonders for a stiff back after a long flight. It's all about gentle movement, not some crazy intense workout. Okay, so let's bring this all home in our final section, your next chapter. This is all about taking these tools, these ideas, and using them to build a new, more joyful, more energized way to see the world. When you really boil it all down, please remember this. This is not about dieting on your vacation. It's about protecting your energy. Think of your health as the key that unlocks a better travel experience. It's what gives you the power to climb that hill for the perfect photo and to come home not worn out, but genuinely restored. So we'll leave you with this thought. When you let balance, not restriction, be your guide, a whole new world of energized, incredible travel opens up. The only real question left is, where will your next adventure take you? Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer.